YouTube, welcome to another episode of the House of Fata Morgana. So right now, we're kind of like going through like the visual novel equivalent of like in an anime when there's like, I don't know, like sometimes if you get like a 2-core anime, like a, you know, 2-season, well, I should say, like, I don't know, 26 episodes or something. Sometimes you'll get like in the middle, like after episode 13, you'll get like a recap that goes over like everything that happened in the first like 13 episodes. That's kind of where we're at right now with this, because it's going through what happened with Michel and Giselle when they were living together in the mansion again. So we already like know what happens here, so we're just kind of getting over it, I guess. What are you doing? Get back in here, Michel. What? Why? The door. I can't open it. Michel! What did you do to the door? Come on, get back in here. I guess you really can perform miracles, Morgana. I don't want to lose you either. I know that by doing this, I will bring you pain, Giselle. But I can't make you happy, no matter how hard I try. And I realize that now. Say something, Michel. You're out there, aren't you? Please, don't do anything rash. They're going to kill you if you're out there. Giselle, the witch told me. What? That she would ensure your safety. Michel, she isn't real. There is no witch talking to you. It's all in your head. A figment of your imagination created to alleviate your loneliness. Rest assured, she does not lie. Michel! I pray that someday she will be able to get past this, to move on with her life. She needs to know that that's what I want. I have to find the right words. I'm pathetic. My voice is so shaky. Please listen. You are a wonderful woman, Giselle. Spirited, true to yourself, deeply sympathetic. You are not to blame for how difficult your life has been. Most of the fault lies with me and a bit of bad fortune. But that's all behind you now. Once this is over, you can start anew. What are you talking about? So, survive. Live a good, fulfilling life. Move past this. Live your life. And always love your family. I know you can do it. That is my wish for you. No, I don't want that. I want to be with you. No one else but you. I don't want to let you die. There it is. Death to the heretic. Death to the heretic! Death to the heretic! Get back in here, Michel. Open the door. If my choice is to live on without you, I'd rather... Your scars will heal. You'll find a nice man and have a wonderful family. Why? Because you have a good family. You have a mother and a sister who love you. If you were to be executed here with me, you would be marked as a heretic as well, and your family would be condemned. I don't want anyone else to suffer that kind of disgrace, but I can't tell you any of that, because I don't want you looking into why I am a heretic. So this is where we part ways, Giselle. Thank you, Giselle, for bringing light to my world. Don't say that! The year we shared together and the months since our relationship blossomed have been the brightest days of my life. But if there is a next life, I hope you don't mind if I pray that we're able to meet again. And this time, that we can find each other once more in another world, in a body that better suits me. Michel! Michel. I had thought I was prepared, that I was doing something good, something I could be proud of, that I would give my life for her with head held high. But it wasn't long before I realized what the witch had meant, what she had warned me about, when she had said ultimate despair waited beyond this door. It is our holy duty as knights of the church to deliver punishment unto the heathen who made a pact with the devil. You are sentenced to death, your body to be hanged upon the cross for 3 days and 3 nights, wherein your unholy flesh shall be purified by the fires of heaven. Why? What are you doing here? I stared up at the night, eyes wide, for the voice from within the helm, Didier, belonged to my elder brother. Dude, they didn't fucking mention this last time. Right? I'm pretty sure they did not reveal the last time we went through this that Didier was the knight who killed him. Oh my god, dude. His whole family is fucked. You shall now be executed. Ah. Do you have any final words? I knew well enough that Mother was not in her right mind, and while her refusal to accept me had hurt, at the same time, I had somewhat expected it. It made sense to me. In her madness, Mother had declared me a heretic and reported me to the church. But Didier, swords and fight against dangerous enemies, and they do so to protect the weak, women and children. I am here to protect you and your mother. What are you doing here? Why are you pointing your sword at me? Are you smiling behind that cold steel helm? Frowning? Or staring expressionlessly? Though your transformation was too much for Mother and Father to accept, with enough time, everything will go back to the way it was before, just like it did for myself and George. None of this is your fault. It was all unfortunate timing. You said that it would all go back to normal eventually. Can I trust that even if the whole world says I'm cursed, that you'll always be on my side? That you'll always be my brothers? Can I put my trust in you once more? Didier? George? You absolutely can, Michel. I swear to God on high. Did your vow have any meaning at all? I spent years here in this dark house, waiting, believing you would come through for me. So why are you standing there, a half-dozen knights at your back, saying I am to be executed? Why? Didier. Do not cry. Don't you dare cry, Michel. You're standing here in front of this door as a man, protecting the woman he loves. So you mustn't cry. Who is it you're sentencing to death? Michel Bollinger? Or a demon child, naturally. Or a witch, perhaps. But why? If I'm not an angel sent from heaven, or a demon child, then what am I? What on earth am I? What are you? You're a Bollinger. You're our family, and that's all there is to it. I thought we were brothers. Our familial bonds have long since been severed, cursed witch. Ah, now I see, Giselle. This world never had a place for me. I was never welcome here. Kill him! So many blades pierced my flesh. Didier's sword in my chest, lances in my arms and shoulders, arrows in both of my legs. I could hardly even tell what hurt anymore. But the pain from within was much clearer. My heart cracked audibly before shattering completely. Don't cry. Do not cry. Tears will only make me more pitiful. So don't you cry, Mikel. Don't cry. Nerd, I believed in you. Did D.A. Didier. When I was younger, I idolized you. Those broad shoulders, muscular arms, gentle eyes. Everything you said. Your simple but pure desire to become a knight. I thought, if I could be like you, then I could be proud of who I was. Though that may have faded somewhat after being locked away for so long. My adoration for you never went away. I thought you, of everyone, would accept me for who I am. And I thought you would celebrate my relationship with Giselle. That you would put those big hands on my shoulders, a smile on your face, and say, I'm happy for you. That you would welcome her into the family. That we could go on outings together on cloudy days. And maybe she could make something for us. She's a pretty good cook after all. George would rifle through the basket before lunch, and Didier would scold him. I would be there watching, a proud smile on my face, as unlikely, as out of reach as I knew it was. I still dreamed of a life like that. I had the faintest hope that when we saw each other again, that dream might come true. Didier, I put my faith in you. How fucking cruel can you be, man? I mean, gosh, I don't know who in this visual novel I hate the most. Amy, his father, his mother, Didier, all of them are like just fucking shitheads. And so, my life came to an end. But that wasn't the end of the story. I don't know if what comes next could be called my story, but memories of these events linger in my soul. After being pierced by Didier's blade, I found myself looking down upon my own corpse. How could I have ever imagined that I would be made to witness my own misery, even in death. I watched as my eldest brother dragged me to the place of my crucifixion. Bro, the whole point of crucifixion is you're supposed to, like, be alive during crucifixion. You don't just hang, like, put somebody you've already killed on a cross. There's, like, no point. And my soul, evidently still bound to my flesh, was dragged along with it, against my will, down to the nearby village. The knights! The knights have returned from their holy quest! Oh, how we waited your arrival! How glorious it is to see you! Waiting for us there was a cluster of villagers. Okay, so we are now entering completely new territory here, because when we went through this before, we didn't go beyond the moment that Michel died. Well, we did, but it was from Giselle's perspective. So we found out about when Giselle, like, made an agreement with the witch, but we didn't see this part. So this is new here. A large cross lay on the ground in the center of the square. Holding torches, they formed a crowd around the knights, several of them familiar faces. The men who had come to ransack the mansion were standing there, staring at my body in awe. Wait a second. Okay, this is interesting. This is... Okay, this here, right here, is starting to make me wonder if it really was his mother that ordered the knights to go kill him. I mean, was it actually this village that... Like the village... Because remember, the villagers, like, tried to invade the mansion a while back. So maybe they, like... just carried a grudge against this dude. Like, after they left. Oh my god, dude. Ah, the Lord's judgment has been delivered unto the witch of the cursed mansion by his holy servants. No longer shall we live in fear of the curse befalling us. Eternal peace is assured. We have assembled all the tools you need to execute your divine mission. A cross befitting of such a heinous sinner. That witch threatened to curse us, sullied our pure ears with its blasphemy. I had done no such thing. I hadn't cursed anyone. I'd merely been defending myself. They had been armed and outnumbered me, so I had said what was necessary to chase them off. Our poor harvest and our suffering at the hands of the greedy Lord were all the work of the witch. Why then were they acting like I was at fault? Why was I the sinner? And why did I need to be judged? My soul trembled at the overwhelming fervor consuming the crowd. Their zealous desire to see judgment cast. So I prayed. I asked God to grant me the smallest of miracles, to let my voice reach my brother who carried my body. Please, don't do this, Didier. Please, hear my voice. You know me better than that. You know I've done nothing wrong. Those men smirking at the sight of my body, they're the ones putting the blame for their sins on me. Please, tell me you, at least, don't think I did those things. Don't put me on that cross. If it was Mother who sold me out to the church, then surely you can give me a respectable burial. The nails and rope for the crucifixion are here. We would have you, O knight, deliver the Lord's judgment unto this vile witch. Didier, why do you say nothing? Why do you accept the tools this man presents you? Tools meant to punish me. Tell me, Didier. Crucifixion! Crucify it! Crucify the witch! My brother lowered my corpse to the ground and began removing my clothing. And in that very moment, I realized the purpose of hanging someone from a cross. Overwhelmed by hopelessness, tears streamed down my face. Please, anything but that. I'm begging you. Don't expose me to these people. Don't expose my body, Didier. I'm begging you. Don't do it. But of course, my voice had no way of reaching him, and he proceeded to remove my clothing piece by piece until I was left fully nude. For a brief moment, an unpleasant silence spread through the crowd. The erratic crackling of their torches was the only sound that could be heard in the square. And then, with a mocking laugh, one man spoke. Ah, so there it is, the devilish creature. Don't look at me. Please. Look away. Or just get it over with and burn me now. Burn my body. Please. One simple thing was all I was missing. I had a frame like a man. I lacked breasts of a woman. My heart was male. I was in love with a woman. You sold your soul to the devil, and this is what you became. This frightful, reprehensible creature. To dare defile the sacred body God blessed you with. Was that what people really thought of me? Was there no way to make them understand? Could they not possibly imagine how miserable it was to live in a body that didn't fit the shape of your soul? Was there no way to get through to them? This bit that all I wanted was to be what I felt I was? Was that really so heinous a crime? Please, Didier, stop this. Don't humiliate me any further. Please, just let me depart this world in peace. Carry my body away from this place. That's all I ask. And if you can't do that, then at least burn me instead. Didier. Didier. He then placed my body upon the cross, bound my arms together at the wrists with rope, and then drove a nail through my palms. I couldn't look away. I tried to close my eyes, but I couldn't. My vision remained perfectly clear, despite the constant stream of tears. When he was finished attaching my body to the cross, he and several other knights lifted it off the ground, planting it in the center of the village square. The villagers showered the knights with their praise and gratitude. Not for lack of trying, I was unable to get away from the cross. My soul was trapped there along with my body. Didier didn't say a word the entire time. After a full day hanging there, grotesque blackish splotches began appearing on my lower body. Everyone who saw it grimaced in disgust. The knights, Didier included, had long since taken their leave, leaving my soul behind, curled up at the base of the cross. A constant stream of tears ran down my face. Despite all my prayers, I remained bound to that place, left to rot on the cross with my body. Passers-by threw rocks or spat on me. Children laughed. A mother warned her daughter to always obey God's teachings. By 48 hours, black feathered birds and maggots had appeared to devour my rotting flesh. I couldn't imagine any less pleasant a sight than my own body decaying in the sunlight, exposed for all to see. A group of children assembled in the square not far from the cross, and soon after, a competition began to see who could take down the evil witch. They gathered all the rocks they could find and started throwing them at my corpse as hard as they could. The stones ripped through my decomposing flesh, exposing bits of bone. Eventually, they settled on a winner, the one who had torn off the most flesh, and went on their way. And when they were gone, the birds flocked in to take their place. The third day and night came and went, and at sunrise on the fourth day, I received a visitor. Watch your step, madame. The crucifix is this way. It's probably his mother. After everything I have been through, I thought nothing more could possibly affect me. I had sunk as far down into the abyss as I could go. However, or could it be Amy? It's either his mother or Amy. Mother. I knew it was her instantly. She was older and bonier than I remembered. She had bags under her eyes so dark they looked like bruises. Her once lustrous blonde hair had faded almost white. But I would always recognize my own mother. "What are you doing here, Mother?" "Father," in the 13 years since I had last heard Mother's voice, it had grown raspy and weak, but there were still distinct traces in it of the woman who had raised me, who had stayed at my bedside when I was sick. Though I lacked a physical body, I still felt a deep, piercing chill at the sound of her voice. "Father, this is not my daughter. I did not birth this accursed thing. No, 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 I am her victim. For years I suffered at the hand of this witch. She stole my daughter away from me, tormenting me, endlessly tormenting me, trying to ruin me. A demon. You're a demon. Mother, I despise you, you foul, hellish monster. I loved you. You took everything from me. I could never bring myself to hate my birth mother. I feel nothing but revulsion for you. I loved you. An eternity in the fires of hell would be too good for you. I often disagreed with the things you said and did, but I still remember the feeling of your hand in mine as I lay sick in bed. I have absolutely no relation to this demon. I kept writing you letters, kept pretending to be a girl for you, because I didn't want to hurt you. This is not my daughter. I couldn't stand doing it. Whenever I sat down to write one, I came out a horrible wreck, even worse off than before. But even so, send this monster straight to hell. I didn't want to break you, Mother. I didn't want to push you any further off the edge. Quickly, set me free of this accursed thing. But I suppose I still did end up breaking you. Please be at ease, Madame. The Lord has heard your prayers. He wants you to cast the demon into the cleansing fires. He wants you to show him that, as you say, you have no relation to this unholy thrall. Gladly, gladly, I'll gladly send this vile creature to the deepest pits of hell with my own 2 hands. Her eyes swirling with every hateful emotion imaginable. Mother took the torch from the priest and tossed it into the pile of straw spread around the base of the cross. The flame crackled as it spread upward, consuming my body, filling the square with the putrid stench of burning flesh. Through the cloud of smoke, I could see a faint smile on Mother's lips. Mother, I'm so sorry. You had to give birth to me. The inferno had devoured everything, and the cross itself came crumbling down. My soul was finally released from that place. Or rather, I suppose it more shattered. The things I saw, the things I was made to watch, were harrowing. Morgana had been right. The anguish that came after knowing happiness was much greater than anything I had felt before. It eroded my spirit, drained me of the willpower to bear the sight of the world after death. But rather than give in to hatred like Morgana had, I despaired of myself. I didn't curse or bear a grudge against anyone. I prayed for my own extinguishment. My soul began to crumble, neither ascending to heaven nor falling to hell, but fading into darkness everlasting. My fingers were the first to go, then my eyes, and then my mouth. All sound vanished into nothingness. My beating heart and all the emotions that had once taken root within it scattered like leaves upon the wind. My soul completely, wholly decomposed. I couldn't stand to allow my soul to return to the living world, no matter what it might take residence in. Some length of time later, I began to hear a sound, muffled and indistinct. No longer human in form, I had no ears to speak of, but the sound gradually increased in volume. It was a voice. "Where are you, Michel? What are you doing? I'm still praying. I'm still wishing for you to appear before me. Forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. I've been praying for so long, I don't even know how long it's been. Before you left, you said you were going to pray too. You said you hoped we could meet again in another life. I'm not misremembering, am I? Michel, come back to me soon." As if drawn in by the sound of that voice, bit by bit, I began regaining some of what I had lost. But it took an incredibly long time. My body and soul had been ground to dust. I had rejected myself scattered it into the void. It would take several lifetimes to find and reassemble all those pieces. Michel, all I can remember about you is your name, your classy white skin, your fiery red eyes, and your snow-colored hair. Nothing else. I had thought my mind, my body, my spirit, and my heart had all been eradicated. But every time I heard that voice, I thought, I must return. Well, thought is perhaps inaccurate. It was not so much a conscious idea as an instinctive force. The voice slowly buried the overwhelming pain I had suffered in both life and death. I began to search for the source of that quiet, constant whisper echoing in the emptiness. Chasing after that tiny fleck of light, the one thing in the world that seemed to desire my presence. Michel, I'm no longer the girl I once was. I've built a thick cocoon around myself, a cocoon I can't break free of. My own protective shell is devouring me. I'm waiting for you, Michel. Waiting for you inside my shell. Always waiting. Will you be able to recognize the person I've become? Please, Michel, get me out of here. At long, long last, I found the ray of light I sought. And I had an absolute certainty that if I followed it, I would reach the source of the voice. I had to find them. I had to set them free. I desperately had to give back to them what they had given to me. And that sense of purpose is what set me back into motion. But the void was so expansive, so endlessly deep, that reaching the end of the trail of light was no easy task. Struggling to follow it to its source wore my barely held together soul thin until it crumbled apart once more. Again and again, I lost myself. I can't account for much of my time chasing after that light. The gaps in my memory are large and frequent. Nevertheless, after countless cycles of breaking down and reassembling myself, after hundreds of years of wandering, I finally found my way back to that mansion. And when the two of us had our long-awaited reunion, neither of us were our old selves any longer. In my endeavor to return, I had worn my soul down to almost nothing. I was but a vague shadow, completely devoid of memories. And that was the beginning. We met each other anew, lost and broken, devoid of life. The darkness here reminds me of my time in the void. the despair that filled my shattered soul as it sunk into the endless abyss. Of the emptiness I felt as my body crumbled and faded into nothing. Michel, the poor soul who was named for an angel and born with a curse, made to bear an unfairly cruel fate. I am the one who sympathizes with you, the only one who understands your pain, the only one willing to help you. I'm sure you're not feeling particularly fond of me right now. Not after I made you relive the past you so wanted to forget. Every moment of that despair. Not after I revealed your every last secret to the woman you love. But you must face the truth, my dear. You put your life, your very soul, on the line for this woman, and even she would not accept you. Okay, this is it. Finally fucking back to the present time. What's gonna happen next? But as I have said before, that's the normal response. She's no worse than anyone else for it. You simply aren't something people can accept. You believed that even if your family wouldn't, that even if your dear brothers wouldn't, Giselle would be able to accept you for you. That she alone was different. That she alone was special. That she alone wanted you in her life. I kinda have a theory on how this is going to end, but I'm not totally sure that's the way it's gonna end. That she alone would extend her hand for you. You never doubted that, did you? But Michel, hope exists to be crushed. And the stronger you cling to that hope, the more you have to lose. You can hear that, can't you? Her mocking you, scorning you, rejecting everything that defines you. The revulsion in her voice. This is the woman you fought so hard to get back. Listen to it, my dear. Focus on her voice. Herg. Disgusting. Stop, please. I don't want to hear it anymore. Make it stop. Can you blame her, though? For hundreds of years she waited, trusting you. And you came back to her a woman more than once. If you think about it, You betrayed her first. Uh, 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 no, stop. Don't. I didn't. Tell me, what was it like? How did it feel to be born and live as a woman? You spent your life insisting you weren't a woman, and yet your soul chose a female body to return in. All those gaps in your memory were from your lives as the white-haired girl. Ah, 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 ah. First there was the kind, mild-mannered, flaxen-haired boy. You, a woman, and he, a man, were joined in love. Bro, the white-haired girl never returned his love. And then there was the deranged man beast. By exposing your female body to him, you were able to temporarily contain his madness. And finally, there was the man obsessed with money and power. You were his wife, ever faithful, waiting patiently for him to remember his love. You put your faith in the wrong person's love. How can you expect her not to be disgusted? She was forced to watch again and again as the man she loved was reborn as a woman and had relations with other men. Would you like to know what you're doing right this moment, Michel? You're crying. Crying, as you have done so many times before. Those tears, they wash away your dignity. Would you also like to know how you look right now, Michel? You've reverted to your final moments, both in body and in heart. Take a look at yourself, my dear. Your body, incomplete, only partially male. The wounds still fresh and raw, pierced by your brother, whom you trusted completely, and the knights whose ranks you dreamed of joining. Even now, your blood still flows from those wounds. They will never heal, not so long as you remain yourself. It's not pleasant, is it? It hurts quite a bit, doesn't it? I did not inflict those wounds on you, though. They are your own, and no one can erase them. You've lost everything, Michel. Tell me, what do you have left? You were robbed of your pride, your dignity, your life, your identity, your very existence. And the love you thought you still had? Well, she's gone and left you behind too. And still, you refuse to curse anyone? Bro, why didn't he just curse her? Fuck. That's what I'd want to do. Fucking curse Morgana. Why do you not take what you deserve from those who stole everything from you? You have every right to vengeance, and I'm offering you the means to have it. Curse them, my dear. I cannot curse anyone. You disappoint me, Michel. But if that's what you want, if you won't join me in my hatred, then so be it. I will accept we are not as similar as I once thought. And as much as it pains me to do so, I will release you. I will even wish for your reconstruction into the body you desire. You shall descend into the mortal realm as a human man, never to set foot in this cursed mansion again. Imagine it. After waiting for so long, you will finally be able to obtain the body you so desperately seek. To have a wife and create a happy family of your own. Wouldn't that be just lovely? I'll make that wish for you, my dear. You can have that life. All you have to do is walk out the door. It's that easy. Just let go. Let it all go, Michel. So, you think there's any chance that this cursed story is going to have a happy ending after all this fucking depressing bullshit? Do you think there's even a slight chance this is gonna have a happy ending? I... Don't listen to her. Don't trust anything she says. Don't trust anything she shows you. Michel, you told me you believed in my love, that if it could survive for hundreds of years, it must be real. So don't start doubting it now. Open your eyes, Michel, and look at me. Listen to me, please. Listen to the sound of my voice. Michel, will you listen to what I really think? How I actually feel? I would never, ever push you away. Do you remember what I said, Michel? When you broke through the cocoon I had built around myself? I said that I would never come to hate you. I still stand by that. My feelings haven't changed in the slightest. It doesn't matter what kind of past you had, or what kind of secrets you kept. I still love you. You accepted me, Michel. I spent hundreds of years trapped in this place, watching as tragedy after tragedy befell its residents, slowly losing my grip on myself until I had been twisted so far I could tell them like stories with a cold smile on my face. And despite what I had become, you still took my hand. You still said you loved me. No matter what horrors you've experienced, I will always and forever take your hand. Michel! Giselle, please have faith in me, Michel. Don't believe what some illusion says. Believe me. Believe the real me. You have it backwards, Giselle. The truth is, I never once doubted you. What? I never doubted your love. Michel, I despised myself. I hated that I was so weak I couldn't even bear being rejected by a phantasm made to look like you. Yep. This is exactly what I was thinking when I said I had a theory on the way this was going to end. I was thinking exactly that the Giselle who said that she thought he was disgusting was a fake Giselle. I didn't want you to see me like that. I didn't want you to know I was so weak. To see my past. To see me now, a pitiful, unsightly mess. I couldn't stand the thought of you seeing any of that. If only in your memories, if only for you. I wanted to be gallant, to be a man. I wanted to be the man who never cried, who never showed weakness, and who died trying to protect you. I didn't want you to know that I was so weak, that I was such a sad, frail person, and not even a real man. Michel, I didn't want you to see that. Morgana was telling the truth. I opened the door to our past in order to bring you back. But that wasn't the whole story. I kept details about myself out. Things that would make me look bad. There's no one as shameful and reprehensible as me. No, Michel. There's no one in this world as admirable as you. You remain true to yourself to the end, no matter how bad things got. Day after day you fought all alone, despite being put through hell. Yet you chose not to curse those responsible. Only once did you ever consider cursing someone. Your father. I remember that day very well. I was too stupid to realize it at the time. But you did that for me. The one time you ever wanted to curse someone was for me. Give yourself a little more credit. You did perhaps come off as a bit inscrutable, but deep down, you're truer to yourself than anyone. Your motivation's simple and pure. Your heart full of kindness. Know that you're a wonderful, admirable man, Michel. Be proud of who you are. That doesn't change how much suffering I put you through, Giselle. I was the white-haired girl. The girl in the portrait was me. It was all me. I came back more than once, showing up a woman, then disappearing again, hurting you, completely unaware, pushing you away, leaving nothing but tragedy in my wake. I'll never forgive myself for what I did to you. Have faith in yourself, Michel. Follow your heart. I know it was a secret you didn't want revealed, but for me, I couldn't be happier to know the truth, because it shows just how incredibly much you love me. And not only in life, the hundreds of years I spent trapped in this mansion, you spent searching for me. In that vast, empty, hopeless void, you heard my voice. Your love guided you to me. When you had lost everything, your love for me still lived on. Even as it tore you apart, you kept fighting to make it back to me. A few blanks in your memory don't account for how someone so fiercely determined could suddenly become a completely different person. But, Giselle, how am I supposed to believe that? How am I supposed to believe that wasn't me, when everything about us is exactly the same? You are not the white-haired girl, Michel. Have faith in your own heart and the things you stand for. Have faith in your true self, in the person you are, the shape of your soul. You were never the white-haired girl, and you never will be. Remember when you first arrived at the mansion, Michel? I took your hand, and together we watched dozens of different lives play out. Were your memories anywhere among them? It wasn't behind those doors that you found yourself. But in the remnants of the months we shared here. Was the white-haired girl anywhere in your memories? You are Michel. No one else. But that doesn't change what my body... I know you, Michel. I know who you are deep down. I love you from the bottom of my heart. And I want you to understand that, to know how I feel. Though we only shared our love for a month in life, it was enough for me to wait hundreds of years for your return. And you fought with everything you had to make it back to me, to get me out of here. You are the greatest man I have ever known. Giselle, how is it you always manage to see straight through me, Giselle? To give me exactly what I want. That smile, that single ray of light in the endless dark. To say exactly what I've desperately yearned to hear. The words I've sought for countless years. Giselle! I reach out for her, but she's begun to fade, her outline hazy and blending into the surroundings. And all I manage to grab is empty air. I want, more than anything, to feel her warmth right now, the sensation of her skin against mine. But there's nothing there. Please, Giselle, don't leave my side again. Don't worry, I'm right here with you. I'm not going anywhere. Giselle, put your hands on my shoulders. Wrap your arms around me. I can't. I want to so much, but I can't feel you there at all. You can, Michel. I promise. Close your eyes. Now reach forward, slowly. You can feel me there, can't you? That's my finger, and that's my hair. Those are my eyes, and here are my lips. Here's my heart, where I keep all the feelings you gave back to me, and my love for you. In body and in spirit, I am all yours. Can you sense me here beside you? I think I can. Now, hold on, and don't let go. You know, it's kind of funny. We're like two awkward kids around each other, bound together by a love so amazingly powerful. Yet, we only ever held hands a few times, and embracing is like some incredible achievement for us. And we're supposed to be full-grown adults. Kiss me, Michel. We never got the chance while we were alive. Giselle. Or are you going to tell me to wait again? Not this time. I feel my way around the emptiness where she is. Her skin, white but not pallid. Her slightly flushed cheeks, dimpled by her smile. Her lips, which at times called me master, and at times called me Michel. Her entire being. This woman who accepted me as a man, who, even in death, continued to bring me back from the darkest places. She is my everything. I feel a faint breath against my neck, somewhere between a sigh and a giggle. I feel her warmth, which I thought I would never know again. The soft touch of her skin. I envision her face before me, where I'm sure she is, with her eyes closed. And I press my lips against hers. It's a quick, clumsy affair, just a little peck. Not the kind of kiss two grown adults might be expected to share, but nonetheless, a gentle warmth spreads through my body from the place our lips touched. It's a sensation so pleasant, so nice. I can hardly believe it's real. Our surroundings dissolve, and the world takes on a new face. A plane of tranquil light created by Giselle, into which the mansion's darkness slowly seeps. The difference is, now I'm not afraid to step back into it. All it took was that single, irreplaceable moment to change my everything. Though I can't see her there, I can feel her presence right beside me, her heart, and that she too can feel mine. I won't falter anymore. I'm through hesitating, wavering about in fear of my own weakness. I will look to the future. I will believe in myself because she believes in me. I'm done carrying the chains I created for myself. I have work to do. No more looking away from my responsibility. As the light dims and darkness begins to take over, I hear her voice in my ear. Michel, can I ask you to lend your hand to someone? You've set me free, and now I'd like you to do the same for her. This is something I don't think anyone else can do. Only you can rid the mansion of its darkness. I'm here with you too. So let's open the final door together. The true final door. We can put an end to all this tragedy. I know we can. Now, off we go, Michel. And do not let go of my hand. Giselle. Reality fades back into view. I'm looking at neither the endless, eroding darkness nor the visions of my past, but the sea of blood spreading in all directions. I'm standing at the top of the observation tower, outside the door. I've returned. Back in Morgana's world, her bitter, hate-filled, curse-fueled world. To tell you the truth, I didn't see this coming. This is my mansion, my domain. She was supposed to be locked up. But it would seem my will is not as absolute as I had thought. What would you call that? The power of love? Is that what allowed this to happen? How trite. Where's the magic, the miracle? I can think of one other reason she was able to escape. And it's the only way we'll be able to find the power we need to cast off the darkness of this house. But first, before we do anything else, we must open this door. Whatever nonsense that woman filled your head with, it certainly seems to have put some fight into those eyes. Well, good for you, my dear. A little confidence boost doesn't erase the fact that you were on the ground, crawling through the filth like a worm, tears streaming down your face as you tried to ignore what lay before you. A little self-esteem isn't going to make you any less helpless when you step through that door. But that won't stop me from trying. I'm done acting like you're some inevitability, some force of nature. It's time for me to take a stand, Morgana. The air around the door has a distinct chill to it as I place my hand against the wood surface. My arms, once bloody and lacerated, are now whole again. I can feel my entire body, everything back in its rightful place. I take in a breath, lift my head, focus my gaze on the door, and push it open. Resting on the back of my hand, I can feel another palm, soft and warm. Shit. I don't know, man. Should I stop here and save this for tomorrow, or should I keep going? I don't know, I guess it's kind of a bad place to stop, really. Okay, yeah, because I don't know how long this next part's gonna be. Alright, I'm gonna stop here. Okay, well, thanks for joining. I will stream again tomorrow, so enjoy the rest of your night.